In 2021, around 3% of US travelers went overseas for medical. For dental care, worldwide over 20 million people crossed the border to get cosmetic surgery, help with their reproductive issues or other procedures that are either unavailable or more expensive at home. Top medical tourism destinations bring in $1 billion every year, which is why it's heavily promoted and supported by local governments, making healthcare easier to get overseas. Bangkok, Thailand. The health travel market will only grow. According to different estimates, the compound annual growth rate of medical tourism will be from 11.59% to 12.8%. Let's talk about how and why this is happening. Health tourism is the process of traveling to a different country for medical treatment. People have been doing this for ages. As soon as ancient civilizations learned about the benefits of mineral and thermal springs, they started building complexes to accept health pilgrims. For example, temples to the Greek god Asclepius were important centers for medical advice and healing. In the Middle Ages, prominent hospitals in Islamic cities of Baghdad, Cordoba and Damascus welcomed people from all over the world and were the most advanced and elaborate institutions of the time, where patients suffering from both physical and mental illnesses could be cared for. Today, almost every nation in the world has advanced healthcare facilities and medical staff to provide adequate care. So why do people still choose to travel? Lower costs. As recently as in the 20th century, patients from developing countries would go to highly developed countries to access better hospitals and trained professionals that their cities lacked. But now the trend is reversed. Globalization and digitalization equalize the quality of care, but the aging world population surpasses the availability of medical resources. So people from Europe, the United States and Australia go to Costa Rica, India, Taiwan, Turkey, Brazil, Thailand, Israel, Mexico and Malaysia to get similarly high levels of treatment for a lower price. On average, American medical tourists can save around 30% on healthcare procedures in Brazil and up to 80% in Malaysia. The second reason is accessibility and comfort that international healthcare often provides. To attract medical tourists, healthcare organizations in Turkey, India, South Korea and more offer entire medical travel packages that, in addition to the treatment itself, include airfare, accommodations, transportation, health insurance, translation. A medical travel visa is also a thing. To incentivize health tourists, governments offer visa procedures and extra benefits. In India, a medical visa covers up to 2 blood relatives that can accompany the patient, and it can be obtained online. The third reason is state-of-the-art medical techniques and facilities that can be accessed abroad. Although medical tourists usually pay out of pocket for their treatment, they're often willing to pay for treatment in Canada, the US and UK for their advanced medical services. Oncology is the most common service international patients seek in the US. The United Kingdom ranks 5th in the Medical Tourism Index for their dominant research in the field. Canada is ranked 1st, though many Canadians still choose to travel out of the country for medical procedures. On the general scale, but the investments in healthcare systems and medical tourism programs make them popular destinations. The governments of Thailand, Turkey, Hong Kong, India and Malaysia invest heavily in their healthcare sectors. The support for private hospitals, improvement of medical infrastructure, skilled medical workforce and advanced technologies make them modern healthcare hubs. Joint Commission International, the most coveted accreditation agency that ensures international hospitals meet the US standards, has accredited over 950 hospitals and clinics in 100 countries. The fourth reason is a good reputation in specific fields. It's the lure of cheaper prices and the fact that Korean plastic surgeons are regarded as among the best in the world. Whoa! Over the last 15 years, South Korea has become a plastic surgery hotspot. The procedures there are known to be quick, affordable, delivering great results. Around 1,000 people travelled to Turkey in 2022 for hair transplants. For this reason, the big Turkish carrier has been dubbed Turkish Airlines over social media. As flying from the country, you could often see many people who've clearly undergone the procedure. Wellness tourism is often considered a part of health tourism. And although we made a clear distinction between the two, it's important to mention that traditional well-being practices like Ayurveda in India or acupuncture in China attract tourists who believe in their medicinal properties. Even though there's no proof of their effectiveness, it's clear what drives people to become medical tourists. But why has it been growing so rapidly in the past decade? Well, the answer is, of course, the greater than ever presence of the internet and social media. Seven in 10 adults research diseases and their treatments online, and almost 30% of people have read or watched someone's health experience on the internet in the past 12 months. Patients find support and community in blogs and special platforms. Others quickly learn about it and explore it as one of their options. Due to distance, clinics also use the internet as the only way to reach international patients. Besides third-party facilitators, similar to travel agencies, help patients organise medical trips. They not only assist in arranging the consultation and booking the procedure, but also finding accommodations, organising transfers and providing a personal coordinator to respond to all their needs. Medical tourism generates massive revenues, which unfortunately means that it can also generate fraudulent and unethical practices. Promises of cheap or revolutionary medical procedures can often lure people when they're most vulnerable and are willing to explore all the options. For example, stem cell therapy has been approved by the US FDA only for treatment of certain cancers. The FDA has only approved a stem cell product for treating certain blood disorders. Beware. Unapproved stem cell therapies have led to serious infections, blindness and death. If some clinics outside the US offer unproven and unregulated stem cell therapy, not only are those treatments unlikely to help the patient, they may also leave them in financial distress and with a high risk of travel-related complications. Sometimes those complications can be fatal. Since 2019, 22 British citizens have died during their medical trips to Turkey for cheap weight loss surgery, attractive all-inclusive packages, and all of this, of course, doesn't mean that medical tourism is dangerous by itself. It gives people a chance to improve their health more than they would have had and contributes to the global economy. Thanks to medical tourism, the global healthcare industry has been flourishing. Advanced medical facilities are being opened all over the world, and the increased competition encourages them to offer better care and them to offer better care and more advanced medicine. By 2032, the medical tourism market is expected to increase almost 3 times. So we may expect to see a more complex digital infrastructure around it. Apart from facilitators that play the part of medical travel agents, we may see a network of online platforms for independent medical travellers for them to find and book medical services abroad and make all additional arrangements with ease. We recommend you watch other videos from our Medical Matchmaking Concierge channel, Zenify series, where we explore other trending medical tourism travel topics. Video.